Hey everybody, it's George here. I thought I'd just do a quick video about the whole Fresh and Fit Q&A that they did last night. I did watch it. I wanted to see what they had to say. I know it's kind of frustrating to find out why they took a while, to defend themselves. They had to have their say of what happened, with all these allegations and stuff, and what the situation with Abba and Preach and all that. Nobody's perfect with that situation with Abba and Preach. They tried to apologize. They did what they can to let them know. They had to move on because they had their business and videos and stuff that they had to do. But the people who did support them, big ones, they said, hey, you need to say something, you need to do it now and get it done with. And they were right. And they did. And to be honest, the situation with Abba and Preach, they said, hey, Preach is like, hey, you want to box? Let's box. And then you have Abba trying to set this whole thing up in the public, saying offering 20 grand, where Fresh and Prince are like, Myron was like, hey, we could talk about it. Don't need to do this in the public. I already said what me and Fresh had to say, that we apologize, but it seems like you don't want to talk like men. If you want, let's talk like men. We don't have to do this fight. It's stupid. Let's get it done with. Let's get it done and over. Let's move on. And to be honest, I see Myron and Fresh being more professional about this than Abba and Preach, because Abba and Preach did 7 or 8 videos on these guys, and they're saying they're clout chasing. Please, they're the ones who are clout chasing, and all these haters who are hating on Fresh and Fit, they're clout chasers too. Alright? They can give a damn about this whole situation. Why? Because it's like Bloodsports 2.0, just like I said in my previous video. And that's what it looks like. Bloodsports. With Tonka Shaw and Andy Worski, and Tonka Shaw said, hey, you said you want to box, you want to fight, or MMA or whatever. Yeah, I'll set it up. Does that sound familiar? Abba and Preach? Yeah. And what happened? Oh, Abba is over in LA on No Jumper. He has been for days. That's why they were going to the United States, not to Miami, but to LA. Wow. Isn't that amazing? And on top of that, with Anita Fit, that woman from LA, how she just posted that one part of the message, and finding out that she posted other stuff on Instagram. She basically doxed herself, alright, and Myron had already some clips from Instagram posted stating that and say, hey, she doxed herself, she made her look bad. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said hey, if you want a relationship, well, it sounds like you want a relationship, you want to fuck me, that's fine. But when he showed the whole message from beginning to end, oh my God, then it made more sense. Wanted to do a collab, and all he said wanted to be platonic and nothing but. And she kept pushing and pushing and pushing. He kept ignoring. And then that's when he said that message. And it makes more sense. And then you got this other guy who's white knighting her, who said that he did the interview with her first because nobody would listen to her. He's still defending her. He didn't even watch the live video, and he says, "Oh, I'm still supporting her." While she, last night, last night she was saying that, "Oh, all these guys are still harassing me, and I'm trying to stop social media." And on the live session yesterday, they're like, "We condone anybody trying to harass you." We said that I don't know how many times. They didn't expose her, didn't dox her. She did to herself. And then people who are not even fans of Fresh and Fit probably saw that video and said she's a dumbass. And all she has to do is turn off social media. It's not that hard. I mean, other people do it. I do it. Even when I get messages, I just look at it and go, And if I don't want to see it, I just turn off the notifications. And then I don't have to listen, to video clips or messages or replies. And I'm fine. She has a baby. And she's afraid of miscarriage, fine. Take care of you. Don't do a video like that. You put yourself out there on the media. You put your baby in danger, and then you're still blaming them? They have nothing to do about your baby. That's on you. You guys are white knighting her, being simps. Oh, the 75 people who did the poll, that was pathetic. And then Nina, the wannabe porn star, who's from Houston. She's old, ugly. I wouldn't want to have sex with her. I don't think any guy would want to have sex with her. Alright? And before any of you guys start saying, "Hey, you're not better looking," I can give a damn about what I'm looking and having sex with. But all I'm saying is this woman is ugly. Alright? She's sitting there saying she's a professional and all that. There are real professionals out there. She's an OnlyFans person, which no longer won't be able to do any of that stuff. Winter already came for her, huh? So she started talking smack about them, about Myron and Fresh, right after all these messages about her trying to come from Houston to Miami to do a show. And then she's like, "Oh, well, you gotta pay for it." And they're like, "You ain't paying for shit, that's your fault." But they said, "Hey, we can still do something if you ain't paying for the tickets. There is something we can't do. I mean, let's do it." And they did, and she didn't want to. She's fake as hell. And the whole thing with Kevin Samuels, what a dick this guy is. They told Fresh and Fit, they said, "Hey, look, can you push back your show a couple hours? Because it's kind of, mixing in with my show. Because he's losing people. Because they want to watch them over him." So they said, "Yeah, sure, we could do that." And then they asked, "Is there a time slot that you recommend?" not a peep, crickets. And they showed the message. So they're not lying about it. They're not capping. It seems like Kevin Samuels is capping. And now they're like, instead of being buddies, now they're competitors. You know, he was supposed to come in May and he didn't do it. He went to all these other people's shows but theirs. Maybe he saw them as competitors. What a fucking dick this guy is. You know, and I'm getting tired of people doing this stuff, this jumping the bandwagon and all that. And on top of it, with that woman claiming, you know, oh, I got pregnant because of Myron. Okay, fine. The guy didn't use a condom. Big deal. But it doesn't mean it's his. Women do this kind of crap all the time. And they get caught. And they proved it. This is bullshit. I'm sick and tired of this crap. It's like nobody can go online and have their say. I don't blame with the criticism, but don't sit there and lie about these things, these situations, and then say, oh, you know, it's not my fault. Yeah, it is. I mean, look, the guys are not perfect. Fine. They're learning along the way. They're getting better and better. They're getting a lot of subs. They're getting a lot of views. And like they said, it doesn't matter if they lost views. Not views. They don't care if they lost subs. Because it's not that they get paid on subs. They get paid on views. And their views stay consistent. They didn't lose views. Actually, it's gone up. Hey, guess what? The losing subs stopped. It went back up. It's starting to go up. And I guarantee you, in a month or two, I would say, they'll gain it all back, those subs. Because at least they defended themselves. They had their say. Now that they had their say, they had receipts, messages, videos, all this information. All right, like the party they threw at me, you know, the 100,000 bash. You know, the guy that they used to work with them lied about some of this stuff, and then he went on the Poor Man's podcast that day to try to defend himself. Saw how many people were trying to say their shit that day, all day yesterday, just before they came out, before they were going to prove their side of the story. Oh man, look, I'm not a big fan of theirs. I'm not. I just like watching their show. I think they're quite entertaining. Just like how Bloodsports was. I enjoyed Bloodsports. I thought when Tonka Shaw and Andy Worski and who was the other guy? There was one more guy that I forgot who it was. This was in 2017, 2018. Mainly 2018. Going into a little bit in 19. It was great. It was great entertainment. It was interesting to see what people were saying. And then it was like, they stopped it. But guess what? After all that, both kind of suffered, more Tonka Shaw than Andy did. But they both recovered. They both still have YouTube channels. They both are still doing their thing. They're doing their show. Every once in a while I watch to see what they're saying and doing. Just like it's happening here. You got OJ Jackson trying to distance himself from the whole manosphere, like he started it. He didn't start shit. He didn't start no manosphere crap. I was watching Tommy Sotomayor years ago, well over like 10, maybe 12 years. And he's been talking about this kind of stuff for a long time. Men's rights, what's wrong with the black community, talking about women, how shady they are, all races on that part. And he got ridiculed. He lost his girlfriend. He has his family getting harassed, his mom, his baby mama, his kids, his 2 daughters. And he still held in. He still is a strong man. It's bullshit. And then Kenneth Samuels thinks that he did this all. He can go to fucking hell. Doesn't know what he's saying. He just giving people another way to get entertainment. Stuff has already been said. All he does is changes the whole wording. High value and all that. Fuck that. I'm done with this. I look at what people are doing, get happy and interested in it, and then all this shit blows up. It does. People get jealous. And even Myron and Fresh said, hey, we have a lot to learn. It's going to take us a while to still try to figure things out. And they are. Alright? Nobody's perfect. Nobody starts a YouTube and thinks that they know everything. They don't. People need to grow up. Stop, jumping the bandwagon. Stop saying, oh, there's still scam artists. They scammed all those messages. I saw a video of a guy saying that after the whole live session. And I'm like, how the hell can you scam it? And then there's that White Knight guy to Anita Fit, that lady from LA, where he goes, yeah, she showed me, it was live when she was scrolling down. And I go, yeah, because he did that video before the live video. And now that it happened, you go in the comments of his video and you can see people saying, hey, dude, did you even watch the video? I don't think he did. Why? Because he did the video before the live video. And all those other guys who did those videos after, this morning, all that videos that I've been seeing people talking about it, I would say most of it was pretty positive for them. They said, okay, they kind of proved themselves, they backed themselves up. There are a few things I'm kind of like on the fence, but most of it, they're honest about. They had receipts. They said their side of the story. They proved themselves. But then you had some that were just like, they're all fake, still fake. They hate his hate. I don't care. Alright, all I have to say, people need to grow up. We all have lives. I work for a living. I do hustle. I do some stuff on the side. But you know what? I don't sit there and post everything out there. I just say what's in my mind, and I say it on YouTube or on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Social media is one thing, in your life. There are other things to do. And you see Abba and Preach. Look at them, especially Abba. Both his Instagram and Facebook, especially his Facebook recently, you can't go into it. It's not available. I mean, they have the link right there on their YouTube channel. Nothing's there. Now, he has his Twitter. That's the only social media that he has available. The others are not there. Why do you think he did that? Preach has his Instagram. Hasn't said anything there. Is he going to go to Miami? Nothing's been said or done about that. And even if it was, they should do the right thing. Be a man. Two of you guys, Alvin and Preach, if you want to show everybody that you claim you have integrity, maybe it's about time you just talk to Myron and Fresh and work it out and get it done with. And then the other ladies out there, how about worry about you and not worry about them? Move on. That's all I have to say. Just move on. Alright, that's my 2 cents. Take care.